Now we come into this meditation on the self that we are supposed to learn tonight. This meditation on the self is the fourth type of Buddhist meditation mentioned in the Anguttara Nikaya 4.170, where the Venerable Ananda said that all the monks and nuns who attained arahanthood came to declare to him that they all attained arahanthood by one of four ways. The first one is to practice samatha first, followed by vipassana. As you know, samatha means tranquilization, vipassana means contemplation. So you practice tranquilization first, followed by contemplation. That's the first method. The second one is the reverse. Contemplation first, followed by tranquilization. And the third is practicing samatha and vipassana at the same time. And the fourth one is the meditation on the self. The object of meditation is the self. And you're supposed to focus on that object, the self, until the mind becomes one-pointed. And then according to the sutta, the way becomes clear for that person. This meditation is like the other meditations, always comprise, Buddhist meditation always comprises of two things, samatha and vipassana. So the samatha part is to focus on the feeling of the self. And the vipassana part is like the other Buddhist meditations, is to focus on the body and the mind. Because that is the mortal part of us, and that is the part that all beings take to be the self. The Buddha said, if we refer to ourselves in the past life, or the present or the future life, it is always in connection with the body and the mind. And the mind consists of the four parts, the feeling, perception, volition and consciousness. So this vipassana partner is to always remember that the body and the mind is not I, is not mine, is not myself. These three aspects are always mentioned in the suttas. Not I, not mine, not myself. This word sati in the Buddha's teachings is the seventh factor of the Aryan Eightfold Path. And this seventh factor, sati, is to remember. This word sati comes from a word which is spelled as M-R-T-I. And this root word means to remember. So this real meaning of sati is also to remember. What is it we have to remember? We have to remember that this body and this mind is not I, is not myself, is not mine. We always have to remember this. All beings, we have two parts of us, the mortal part and the immortal part. And we always make the mistake of taking the mortal part to be the self. And this mortal part is the body and the mind. There is an immortal part in us. In Buddhism it's called the unconditioned state, the uncreated, the unborn. And that is the part we want to return to, because that is the source. That is the source, our original home. So we want to return to our original home. And our original home, our original source, is that now which has created the world. It is that which has created the sixth consciousness. And the sixth consciousness is the world. And there we find ourselves as a body and a mind. So this is the vipassana part of this meditation, always to remember that this body and this mind is not the self. So in remembering that this body and this mind is not the self, we always have to maintain a sort of observer attitude towards this body and this mind. We act like a witness, observing the body and the mind, and we don't become involved in the body and the mind. Whenever we become involved with the body and the mind, then we become back that person, this mortal person. Whenever we use the mind, we are trying to protect the self, usually. So we come back to become this mortal person. But if we want to return to our original home, then we want to divorce ourselves from this person, this body and this mind. That is why if we keep on watching our body and mind every day, we don't get involved. We remain equanimous and we don't take part in the workings of the mind. This is not easy because for lifetime after lifetime, we have been involved with mind. We have been taking this mind as a very good friend. Why? Because it is this mind which has been protecting us lifetime after lifetime. Protecting this body, that is. Protecting this body and this mind, this scheming mind, this calculating mind is very powerful. And it is precisely because that we use this mind that we are the number one creature in this world. Man is the top creature in this world. Even an elephant, such a huge creature, cannot challenge man. Even the tiger, so fierce, also cannot challenge man. Why? Because we have a more developed mano, more developed mind. That's why mano, from this word mano, we get the word man, M-A-N. So in wanting to return back to our original home, we don't want to use this mind because that is the way of the world. And that is not easy to remain independent, to watch the mind without taking part. So every day, if we have sati, we are supposed to look into our mind and just remain equanimous, don't get involved, and don't follow the mind. And that is a practice you have to do every day. But when we sit down to meditate, we try to develop the samatha part. The samatha part is quite difficult to do for most people. Quite difficult. That's why you can only do it when you sit down and your eyes are closed. You cannot develop samadhi when you are walking around with your six sense doors open. You cannot develop real samadhi. You can just develop only mindfulness, sati sampajanya, but you cannot develop real samadhi. To develop real samadhi, you have to close your five sense doors, and then only can your mind become one-pointed. So these are the two aspects.